Okay, welcome to today's video diary of a year in a motorhome. Today is the last day of January. I think yesterday I said the 30th was the last day of January. Obviously I'm wrong. It's the 31st of January today, and this is the last day of January. So we've done a full month, quite a few ups and downs, really, kind of reflecting back on the month. So in terms of today, it shouldn't be freezing, but we're getting back down to outside temperatures of around down to like 1 degree C. So what I've done here is kind of taken the cover of the battery box off again. Just put that back in the right place, because the battery at the moment is about 10 degrees C, and inside here is somewhere around 15 degrees C. So I just figure if the battery's got some time to kind of come up to room temperature here, it's going to keep that heat a bit longer. I think what I'll do again, the other night, was it last night? Yeah, I think it might have been last night. When I went to bed, I actually decided, I said I was going to try leaving the diesel heater on all night. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I don't want to use extra diesel. I don't want to. I mean, the electricity is okay because it's from the sun, but either way, I just felt like it was going to be a bit of a waste. So what I did try was, there's a sheepskin. So I put the sheepskin on top, and then I put this on top of the sheepskin. There's no way to know if it really did help the battery to retain some temperature, but either way, the battery, the lowest the battery was last night was 6 degrees C, so it wasn't even cold enough for the self-heating to kick in if I was to turn on the engine. So that's really good. So I'm going to try that again tonight. It's windier where I am now, so near somewhere different, but near Eckington. Got a good view of Breeden Hill. So that's that. So kind of getting used to prepping for the cold weather. Decided to do this video diary a little bit earlier, so I haven't got changed into my long johns yet, but because it's going to be cold, I'll be back in my long johns tonight. The sleeping bag that I bought a couple of weeks ago, because the zip went on the previous one, that sleeping bag's doing quite a good job. But then we've got some blankets that I would put on top of the sleeping bag when it's going to be cold. Apart from that, I think it's okay. I think the inside of the motorhome got down to about 6 degrees C last night. I'm curious, could that be one reason why I'm waking up through the night? Because last night wasn't a good night's sleep. I only got a total of 7 hours sleep, and that was broken. So yeah, curious if it's the cold that's also keeping me awake, because previously it's been a little bit warmer. Also sort of just testing out being out in the wild again, rather than at the plot that I'm going to be staying at a bit more. So yeah, that's that. Had a kind of nice day today. I kind of did back to back of some jobs today. So I was staying somewhere else near Eckington last night, and I decided to just get up at 5, drive straight over to Evesham to get a good parking spot in the long stay car park. Now, this is the sort of thing I'm thinking about when I'm travelling around. The long stay car park is good to stay at. It's covered with the season ticket that I've got, but it's difficult to find a spot when it's busy, especially because I've got to come in at an angle, and sometimes I actually just can't get in a parking spot if there's only one spot with two cars either side. So I decided to get over there super early, get a parking spot, had a run down, and then did my exercise session super early today at the leisure centre, which also is a bonus that it's Wychavon, so I can go to Evesham Leisure Centre just like I can go to Pershore or Droitwich, all on my same memberships. That's all good. And then what I was back to backing was the fact that I needed to get I needed to stock up on some refills. I needed to stock up on food shopping ready for next week, or ultimately from Friday when I'm back with Arthur. So it's Wednesday today. I was also going to go and see Will for a little bit, and then going to get together with Will and some other people to do some co-working this afternoon, all in Evesham. So that's kind of what I was back to back in as far as the things that I was trying to back to back. Slight faux pas on the way back from co-working to where I'm staying now. I must have left a cupboard door open because driving along around some twisty back roads, I suddenly heard a bang, and my large Kilner jar that just earlier on I had asked Marino to refill at the Empty Jars refill shop with oats, fucking like absolutely exploded over the floor as it fell from quite a height. So I have a quick look back, and there are oats everywhere. I mean, there were oats up on the sofa here. There are oats inside the cabinet underneath me. Oats underneath the flooring. What a waste of food! An entire big kilo of oats. What a waste of a Kilner jar. Dear. So that is a kind of a tip, is to never just rush off. Always I need to take my time. I should know this now because I've been doing this for quite a while. I need to just take my time. When I start the engine, I need to get into a habit. I need to create a new habit, don't I? I need to start the engine. I need to have a wander around the inside, just checking all the cupboards to avoid disaster, darling. So, yeah. I also want to avoid jobs that are avoidable. The purpose of this life is to enjoy life more and do less things. And from kind of learning to live in the motorhome, there's a lot to experience for the first time. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot to think about, like where you're going to park, or considering what the temperature is going to be at night, if you're going to have any electric the next day or not, and all that sort of stuff. So pretty annoyed with myself for not shutting the cupboard. Am I glad that the 2-litre jugs of water, so 4 litres of water in total, am I glad they didn't fall out and go everywhere? Absolutely. Cleaning up dry oats is a lot easier than 4 litres of water. Also, there is another big Kilner jar in there of nuts and seeds and dried fruit. Thank God that didn't go everywhere. These are all learnings, and it's something I'm actually really struggling with. I keep not shutting stuff. I keep going to rush off. That is kind of a tip for being in the motorhome, that travelling around, you're bringing your kitchen, you're bringing your lounge, you're bringing your store cupboard, your pantry, your cooker, your sink, your water, your food, your fridge, your wardrobe, your library. I really need to just take a pause. I need to do a mindfulness technique and take a pause before driving off. That was that. And today I'm just feeling a bit down. I think I mentioned about feeling a bit vulnerable yesterday because of money, because at the moment, through my work, I'm not earning any money at the moment. I've kind of, basically, the reason I'm feeling a bit vulnerable is because just the sort of some of the signals from one of the clients I just think isn't hasn't been that good. Even though we're sort of full steam ahead developing a platform and all that sort of stuff. So ultimately, this time last year, found out that kind of there's not going to be any income for a couple of months. Had to make a couple of people redundant. So yeah, feeling a bit vulnerable from that perspective. There's sort of more detail about it, which I probably don't want to share here, just in case this goes on the internet. So and there's sort of something that I've been chasing for a little while that still hasn't come through, and it feels a bit like it's being avoided. Ultimately, hopefully I'm having a good conversation about this on Friday this week. But even if that kind of gets agreed, because I've seen so many agreements go south through people just not being honest, I won't be surprised by shit happening, basically. So no matter kind of, unless I find out the truth on Friday, but either way, I suppose I won't know if it's real until roughly mid-February. So yeah, feeling a bit vulnerable because of that. But the positives are that I'm living a very low-cost life. I mean, the trouble is it's not been low-cost just yet, because there's been something almost every single month to fix, to get sorted so I can live in the motorhome. However, I am able to reduce my costs. I'm able to stop spending money. Apart from a service and an MOT that has to get done, that would be, I don't know, £400 or something like that. And that can wait till the end of next month, the end of Feb. That's kind of a cost I have to have. I need to eat, so those are costs I need to have. But other costs I can avoid. So yeah, I can feel comfortable that I'm not looking at a massive mortgage. I think mainly the thing for me is if it doesn't carry on, it will just feel like a bit of a failure. And I really this year don't want to do anything new. I just want to create some stability in life. I want to get good at what I'm already doing. And I want to have a bit more time to enjoy life rather than sorting and shit out and fixing stuff, basically. So yeah, it'll be a bit of a kick in the teeth if the work doesn't get sorted with this one client. But you can't roll with the punches. The only thing I know about the future is that I know nothing about the future. Yeah. So there we go. Maybe I'm feeling a bit down as well because I've been around Pershore more recently. I don't like being here. I'm only here ultimately because of Arthur's mum. It's important for Arthur to, I believe, to spend equal amount of time with myself and then equal amount of time with his mum until a few years' time when he can decide where he wants to spend his time. But for the development of any child, ultimately they need two caring, supportive parents with different perspectives and different points of view to help the child develop and become the adult that they want to become. And as they start getting towards adulthood, then of course it's up to the child. Maybe I'm sort of keen to get away. So I think I'll meet Arthur on Friday after school and let's just go away for a few days. We should do. Let's pick a spot in the Wild Guide book, not too far away. But yeah, let's get out into the wild again. It could also be that it's tough living in the motorhome in winter. It's pissing it down with rain, or it's been flooded, so places where we like to park is covered in mud and silt. It's super windy. It's just dreary. It's dark for hours in the morning, but also because I'm up early, it's exacerbated. That was also one reason why I'm wondering if I'm waking up early, based on what I learned from the Huberman Lab podcast, is if I prioritize watching the sun rise, then my circadian rhythm is gonna sort of, I'm gonna set my circadian rhythm to wake up earlier, and that's only balanced out by watching the sun set. And I've noticed today, in the last few days, I'm not that good at watching the sunset. So I'm thinking that could be another reason. Obviously, I've got kind of some things I'm anxious about on my mind, and that always triggers me waking up in the middle of the night or early. But yeah, I think I've got to be better on getting outside later in the day to get the different rays from the sun that will help set my circadian rhythm. So watching the sunset will help to balance out watching the sunrise, and ultimately it will help me to wake up a bit later and go to bed a little bit later. So looking at the clock now, so it's 6:30. As you can see, it's pitch black. It's going to be so nice to start doing these video diaries when we can see the outside, especially when I'm traveling to lovely places. And it'll be lovely to watch them back to see the progression of pitch black winter through to glorious sunshine in summer. So yeah, I got the table out today, which I probably haven't had the table out in any of these video diaries before, because I'm planning to do my half an hour of piano practice. So that's really good. And I think what I'm going to do is get changed, so I'm completely sorted. Half an hour of piano practice until just after 7 o'clock now, if I'm doing half an hour. And then chilling out time. Maybe that's a good time. I'll sort of do a bit of research to where I could go once I meet Arthur. And what else? I think that's probably it. I suppose the other tip, just as I look around the motorhome, is the kind of one of the benefits of winter is it's ultimately colder. So I really haven't needed to put the gas fridge on hardly at all. I did a little bit of a boost today, just because I've been shopping today, and there's some kefir, so fermented dairy yogurt, organic, obviously. So yeah, so I did put the fridge on for a little bit, but generally it's off. And if I keep an eye on the temperature, then once I know it's going to be 8 degrees or hotter, I can take the covers off the back of the fridge, which should also get more cooling into the fridge. So that's all good. And yeah, I think that's probably it for today. Yeah, the only other thing is kind of the washing up. Just making sure I've got enough water in the Lifesaver jerry can, and using the shower head attachment to do the washing up. So get everything nice and soapy. Spray off the soap from the with the Lifesaver jerry can, and then what I've started doing now, I was using a tray as a draining board, but I basically just started using the sink in the bathroom, because it's already got the drainer. It frees up the rest of the space in the bathroom because I've not got a big tray in there. So that's been pretty handy. And then the other thing I do in the bathroom is use essential oil just to help freshen the bathroom. I've also done the same in the wardrobe. So for Christmas and New Year we had for Christmas we had some stocking fillers, and there were two kind of shaped pieces of wood which are for air fresheners. So basically just a few drops of peppermint essential oil onto the wood. I've got a piece of wood in the wardrobe and then a piece of wood in the bathroom. It really does help keep it fresher, especially when you're basically carrying around your toilet, which I'm not emptying. I probably will only need to empty the toilet every couple of weeks. And actually the smell's been pretty good. Now I wonder if that's also because it's winter, so it's a lot colder. But making sure I air the motorhome, keep the windows open the windows when I'm driving along, and then yeah, using peppermint essential oil to help have some nice natural air freshener. I would never use an air freshener that is a chemical air freshener. I don't want those toxins around me or in me, breathing them in. So yeah, essential oil, whatever scent you like the smell of, is obviously a way to have a natural product, especially if you go for organic. That's it for this one, and check back for the next one.